So basically what I want to do is I want to scald my cream, okay? In French cooking, French language, creme brulee means burnt cream, okay? And then at the end, when we caramelize the sugar, you're going to smell that burnt cream. And it's almost like a sheet of ice. It has like a very tough, dense, crispy texture, and that's really what's going to really complete the flan, because it's a custard has a very mushy, pudding-like consistency. All of us could only probably handle half of it because we would just crave texture. But with that crunchy, sweet, caramelized topping, it really, and then you break it and it kind of mixes together, it really makes it very, very special. So I'm just going to add my cream to a pot, okay, just a regular sauce pot. And again, I encourage questions. If you want to talk, one of the things I talk about is saucepans and pots. We all have pots at home. Half the ones that I have at home aren't the right ones. And what I mean by that is they have beveled edges. And so when you can get a pot and use a pot, making sauces or making reductions or even scalding liquid that has straight edges, non-beveled, it's only going to enhance your ability, because the flame on a beveled pot is going to, or even if you have an electric stove, it's not going to heat evenly. It's going to heat that bottom, the bottom of the bevel, and it's often going to burn and make a crust around that area. And then what you're going to have to do is you're going to switch pots. Or you're going to have to just live with what you have, and you won't get the result you will with a straight pot. So, if you ever want a pot, you go out and buy a new pot. Keep that in mind. And I think the opposite is true with the sauté pan, which is a pan that has a beveled edge, a very low one, and that's for high heat cooking, because you want to be able to flip something. And in a straight edge pot, you can't do that. It will actually bounce off and it'll go all over the place. So, just a little tip for you. Okay. Yep, I'm good. Thank you. Okay, so I have my cream. I also have my sugar, okay, that I'm going to add to my cream. I also have a vanilla bean. Now this might be something that you can't find at just every store. I'd say one out of every other store has it. Has a fresh vanilla bean, that is. And make sure when you buy it, you buy it sealed, okay? It should be in a container and a bag. It should have 2 layers, otherwise they get really dry. And once they're dry, they have value inside, but not as much as when they're soft and supple, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to take it, I'm going to just cut off the ends, I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to slice it lengthwise. Okay, and I just split it open like that. Okay, now what I do with the top of my knife, the back of my knife, I push it down, and I just scrape with the back of my knife. Now it's funny, it's a lot of work for just a little bit of product. I mean, that's really what I'm going to yield. I'm going to yield probably triple that. Not much, but it's so powerful and so amazing. And these things, these vanilla beans are not cheap. Each bean can range from anywhere from $5 if you get a good deal on it to $10, per bean. So you want to get all you can out of it. So those are all the little tiny beans. This is the vanilla bean pod, and these are the beans you really want to focus on. Okay. So we're going to put those into our cream and our sugar. I'm sorry, into our cream. Okay.
Talk about scalding. How do you know it's scalded?
Well, scalding really refers to milk. Cream will actually boil and will boil over. So, scalding is that point where, scalding is that point where it kind of has like a curdled top, if you will, and you'll see some like yellow bubbles start to appear, and it'll kind of be like, it kind of look like sand in a way. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like,
You show us when it does.
Okay, we'll do. All right. So I put half a bean in there because it's half the recipe. Okay. But what I'll also do is I'll put the husks in there as well. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain that out at the end. Okay. I'll put the tops in there as well, and then I'll save that other half a bean because it's very, very valuable. All right. So let's just recap. We have our cassis syrup going. We have our poured poached pears, which need a little help. We need a little lift there. We also have our liquid going for our berry bread pudding. Okay. And we have our cream scalding okay, for our creme brulee. Okay, now in a separate bowl, okay, so there's our cream. You can see how that boils. Okay, and you can see that'll just go right over. In a separate bowl, we're going to add our egg yolks. And sugar. And basically what we're going to do here is we're going to cream, we're going to stir and cream our sugar. And so you can see it's like very orange right now in color and very crystallized and gritty, if you will. And if I keep whipping this, the sugar is going to dissolve, and there's a chemical reaction with the egg yolks, and it gets very, very creamy, and it goes from an orange color to a yellow color as that sugar dissolves. You want to see that color change there? It went from orange to yellow. Very simple. Okay, now our milk and cream is scalding slightly. Now it will boil slightly because I do have equal parts cream and milk. So I can't really show you a true scald of just milk, but when it's at that point, it's there. Okay, when it's just bubbling up and it's just, boiling, then you're ready to go.